On your whiteboard, everyone should have the 3 parts of Rome in order, please. Macy, what are they?
Monarchy, republic, and empire.
Monarchy or kingdom, republic, then empire. On your whiteboard, please tell me. That's fine. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the 2 founders of Rome? What are the name of the 2 founders of Rome? If you don't know this answer, you should probably look. Good. Who are they, Avery? Romulus and Remus. On your whiteboard, which part of Rome was the shortest? Monarchy, republic, or empire? Which one was the shortest? No. What is it, Claire? Kingdom. On your whiteboard, please tell me which one was the longest. Good. What is it, Arima? Empire. On your whiteboard, what type of government is the republic? Like that extra effort you put there. Thank you. No. What is it? Luke. Representative democracy. I'll also accept democracy, by the way. That's fine. On your whiteboard, please tell me what type of government is the kingdom. Do we see the difference, my darling? Oh, shit. I'm going to get yelled at. Good. What is it, Jesse? A monarchy. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of the 2 positions used to influence the emperor? Did we get that far?
No.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Katie? Councils. All right, here we go. So let's get started. We have a lot to cover, and I'm going to teach you Christianity today, too. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the Etruscans are going to fall, and that is the beginning of the empire. Okay? You need to know that the Roman Forum is the center of Roman government, correct? We got that? Okay? You need to know that there are 2 consuls. These are used to influence the emperor. Bendela, can you hit the arrow button when I need it? Okay. Is that okay? Because I got to put it in my attention before I yell that. Okay? So, you need to know that there are 2 consuls that are used to directly influence the emperor, and that there is a Senate. That is your representative democracy, is in the Senate. From the Senate, they then vote for the 2 consuls. Okay? Now, the Senate is there to help influence the emperor to a degree, but mostly sort out the problems that people have. Then, can you hit it for me, darling? Good. So, there are 2 social classes in Rome, and you absolutely need to know this. They are called patricians. Those are your wealthy, and then your plebeians, who are your poor. Now, patricians and plebeians are really important. They are going to have a ton of class conflict, and it is something that has still stuck. If you go to any of the academies, the military academies like West Point, Naval Annapolis, the Air Force Academy, what's the one other thing? Anyway, West Point. I said West Point first. I like West Point the best. I have one of my best friends' husband went there. Anyway, if you go, when you're a freshman at West Point, for instance, what do they call you? They call you a plebe. Why? They're the commoners, the lowest class in Roman society. What is our military based on? Rome. Yeah, all the structures of our military are based on that. The fact that we have generals, all that stuff, that's all from there. Alright, you do need to know that because of class conflict, plebeians are going to get the right to vote. Okay? Because of class conflict, plebeians are going to have the right to vote. Okay, so throughout all of Rome, there's constant class conflict, and they're going to achieve some rights. You're going to see that the Constitution is going to, they are going to have a Constitution, and it can be, in the Constitution it says during times of crisis or war, the emperor becomes a dictator. Okay, there is no more democracy when Rome is under siege. Sorry, I had to do my attendance. You know I'm going to get yelled at. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. Yes, Peyton.
Wait, so he becomes a dictator, but the Senate really can do anything the first place?
They have an influence, and he has to go and has to sit in their chambers and listen.
Right, but they can't stop him. He's already...
True, but like if you're going to be hearing all this stuff and they can manipulate, they can hold money back and stuff like that, they can kind of manipulate the system, just like today. Like the House, who has more power, the House or the Senate? Senate, but the Senate depends on the House for certain things, correct? There's a relationship there. If the House completely screws over the Senate on a regular basis, right, they're going to sabotage them and kind of go back and forth, and it creates this kind of relationship, okay? Now, here in the United States, we do kind of follow this. If the United States goes to war, Trump has 90 days. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He has 90 days. He doesn't have to ask permission from the Senate or the House at all. He can bomb the hell out of any country he wants for 90 days. He only needs to ask permission when he hits 91.
That's a really bad idea.
Well, think about it. Historically, are wars as fast as they are now? Can we wreak as much damage as we can now, historically? No, it took a long time. That's why you had historically 90 days. Today, I think we can agree, maybe a president doesn't need to be able to do whatever the hell he wants for 90 days, right? I mean, I don't care if it's about Trump or the next president or the next one after that. I think 90 days is a long time to go unchecked, right? Okay, so we're using a lot of the aspects of Rome over and over here. So you do need to know, just listen, they are going to continue to expand. They are going to continue to take over all of the Mediterranean basin, okay? They are going to do, they want to get people to want to be Roman. And how they get it is by tax exemptions, trade privileges, and citizenship. So what you do need to write down is people wanted to be Romans because less taxes. Only Romans are allowed to trade in Rome, which is a pretty smart rule, true or not true. You're only allowed to open up a business, a shop, and do trade, facilitate trade if you're an actual Roman, and citizenship. Citizenship would mean you get to vote and do all that stuff. Okay, so people are really interested in becoming Roman for those perks. Now, the Punic Wars. I'm going to keep it simple, stupid for you. It's Rome versus Carthage. The Punic Wars are Rome versus Carthage. Rome wins. They get two things out of the deal. One, they get massive wheat storages. Why do they need so much wheat? We've talked about it before. Why do they need so much wheat, Luke?
They're on peninsula, so they don't have...
No, they've already conquered most of the basin now. What?
They gotta feed their military.
Yeah, they gotta feed their military, man. You have hundreds of thousands of soldiers who eat 3 meals a day, however, aren't farming. It's very tricky, okay? So, they get massive food storages. Second thing they have is the complete control of the Mediterranean basin. Okay? Why is complete control of the Mediterranean basin a big deal? Luke?
Trade.
Yeah, no one's sinking their ships anymore. No, there's no hostility on the shores. Now it's just money, 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 moving goods, money, money, money. Okay? Is that a good thing or a good thing or a bad thing for an economy?
Great.
Oh, hell yes, it's great, and that's why they're going to become as powerful as they are. All right, here we go. Julius Caesar. A couple things you need to know and you need to write down. Julius Caesar is a general. That's how he originally gets famous. He is a general, okay? He is hated by the emperor, so he gets sent to Gaul to die. Okay, Julius Caesar is a general. He is hated by the emperor, and he gets sent to Gaul to die. Okay, however, what happens to Gaul? He wins! He wins! And Julius Caesar's like, damn, that guy was trying to kill me. So, once he wins in Gaul, he turns to his military and says, hey, why don't we just go kill the guy? And they're like, yeah, let's go kill the guy. So, they march from Gaul to Rome and kill the emperor, and Julius Caesar declares himself dictator for life. Okay, so, a couple things you do need to know. Julius Caesar is a general. He gets sent to Gaul, wins Gaul, comes back and kills the emperor. It's a pretty successful couple years, I would say. What?
I feel like the word dictator is like negative, so is he really like, I'm a dictator?
Yeah. Dictator for life, son. Okay. You need to put a very big star. This is very important. This is the official end of the Republic. Write that down. This is the official end of the Republic. Why is it the official end of the Republic? Why, Alex?
Because he said
Yeah, there's no more democracy. It's over. It's done. Okay, there's no more democracy, so you can't be a republic anymore. Okay? So, a couple things else you need to know about Julius Caesar. Some of his policies. Okay? He's going to centralize military authority. Makes sense. He's a general. That's his expertise, correct? He's going to streamline the system. However, the big thing that you really need to know is he's going to redistribute the land to war veterans and allies. So he takes land from wealthy people and gives it to soldiers. Now, who does this benefit? Wealthy people or poor people? Poor people. Now, soldiers, are they mostly wealthy people or poor people? Poor people. So think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Julius Caesar has come into power. He has taken money and land from the wealthy and given it to the poor. So do the poor like Julius Caesar?
Yes.
They love him. They love Julius Caesar. The people are completely in love with Julius Caesar. They adore him. Okay? Everything about Julius Caesar is going to go over incredibly well. Okay? He's also, and you're going to want to write this down, he's also going to do massive building projects. Who can raise their hand and tell me why he would commission massive building projects? Why, Garrett? Yes. It's exactly what we did in the 1930s when we were going through the Great Depression. What did the United States government do? Okay.
The alphabet soup
Yeah.
policy.
They were the ones who built all the infrastructure. All of our highways were built in the 1930s. All of our expressways, 1930s. Route 66, 1930s. Hoover Dam, 1930s. Why? We need to get to work, correct? So the U.S. government was like, well, shit, why don't we just have them build things we need? So what did they do? They started massive building projects. Julius Caesar's the same way. He needs the people on his side. So he's like, screw it. Why don't I just give them a bunch of building projects and I can pay these people and they'll be happier because they're working and making money. It's genius. So the people love Julius Caesar. Okay? However, Julius Caesar is going to be assassinated by the Senate. Why did the Senate kill Julius Caesar? Makes logical sense. Macy, why?
Because he had too much power.
Okay, he had too much power, but what else, Vanilla?
Senate's made up of rich people.
Senate is made out of rich people. Jesse, what else?
They probably like wanted giving all their stuff before.
Guys, do the senators have a job anymore?
No.
They lost their houses. They lost their wealth. They lost everything. So wouldn't you kill the guy who took away all of your... Logan's like, yeah, I would totally kill the guy who took away. Sweetie, I'm right there with you. If you take away my money, my job, you take away my lifestyle, and you make me hated out in public where people are harassing me on a regular basis, am I going to kill you too? Yeah, I am. Me and Logan are right there with it, so don't mess with us is what we're saying, okay? So, Julius Caesar is going to be killed by aristocrats, a.k.a. our Senate. Makes logical sense why they would do it. How do you think the people are going to respond? Oh my God, Rome literally burns for 40 years. They are just burning the place down. They are pissed, okay? You do need to know that it's complete chaos post Julius Caesar's death because the people love Julius Caesar. And it's a bunch of rich people who kill him. And so all the poor people are like, what the hell, man? We finally had a guy who's in it for us, okay? So it's going to be about 40 years. It's chaos. Then a guy named Augustus comes around. Now, oh, wait. Right Republic. Right Republic, nice and big. Now, Julius Caesar is the end of the... No, it's Empire. It's Empire. It's Empire. Sorry. Okay. Julius Caesar is the end of the Republic. Okay? He's a dictator, but we don't consider him the beginning of the Empire until Augustus or Octavian. Does that make sense? So Augustus is the beginning of your empire. Now, Augustus is going to start by the name by Octavian. And you do need to know both Octavian and Augustus. Now, Octavian is going to claim that he is the nephew of Julius Caesar. Why would he say that, Macy?
Because the people love Julius Caesar, so he was like the...
Absolutely. And the people love him, so he says that he is just like him. So when he becomes emperor, okay, he calls himself Augustus, so he changed his name from Octavian to Augustus Caesar. And why would he pick Caesar?
Because that's Julius Caesar.
There you go. So he wanted it to be popular, he wanted it to be easy and identifiable. So he becomes the beginning of the empire, okay? Now, Augustus Caesar is going to be incredibly powerful. He's going to defeat Mark Antony and Cleopatra. So all of this is going on, okay? All of this is going on. By the way, Jesus is around during this time. Jesus is just like a little kid, just like wandering around, doing little kid things while Augustus takes power. Isn't that cool? Isn't that weird to think? Like Jesus as like a toddler. You think he made things move? You know what I mean? Like he like did cool stuff later. Do you think he was a bad baby or a good baby? That is. That's a very humanistic component of it. Was he a good baby, or was like Mary just like crying every night, like, oh my God, this baby's awful?
Because no one even thinks about him.
No.
Like,
I do. Ricky Bobby thinks of him. All right, what do you got, Avery?
I was thinking about the Ricky Bobby thing.
It's one of the classic movies. My husband quotes it all the time. All right, here we go. So, a couple things you do need to know. Augustus is going to call the empire a republic. Is it a republic? No, it's a monarchy. He's an emperor. He decides things, and then that's law. That's it. That's the only component to it. Okay? He is going to stabilize Rome. Okay? Rome is in complete chaos when he comes into power. We can agree, correct? Julius Caesar is dead. The people are rebelling. Augustus rises into power, and he kind of quells the fear. Now, he is also going to start what we call the Pax Romana. And you do need to know it. It's very important that you know it. The Pax Romana is known as the Roman peace. Okay? It's about 200 years of Roman peace. Now, what do you think that means, Roman peace? What do we think that means? What do you got, Isabel?
Like no wars.
No, actually. They're conquering more territory now than they've ever.
Civil wars.
No, that's not usually how people measure it.
Oh.
That's not. Because how many civil wars have we had?
One.
So we're
But
not
we're
like
not
Pax
Rome.
Americana here. What do you got? Kate? Kind of, yeah. He's going to push a whole new kind of thing. Guys, what you need to know about Pax Romana, it's about 200 years of that Rome never lost a war. Yeah, there's no competition. They're just conquering territory. Oh, I want it. And so they're like, hey, give it to me or I'm going to kill you. And they're like, ah, shit, we'll just give it to you. That's how it goes for Pax Romana. They're just undefeated. They're also building their roads, and you need to know that. They are building their roads during Pax Romana. Of course, you've heard the quote, all roads lead to Rome. Yes? Okay? That's when they're doing it. You will notice the roads are very similar to ours. Ours are styled after the Roman style. They're curved in the center so the water drains off. They have curbs. Okay? They have markers so as you're walking, you know where you are. Isn't that cool? I think that's so cool. Anyway, they do postal service. They have milestones, all that stuff. What do you got, Jesse?
what side of the road are
Oh, I don't know, because those are things I don't care about.
Well, I mean, they didn't have cars back then, so.
they?
Well, they have carts.
Yeah,
There you go. All right, to the boards. Here we go. We got to move. We got a lot to do. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who officially ends the republic? Sorry. What is the name of the gentleman who officially ends the republic? You can't say that because that's a title. It becomes a title after him. Does that make sense? Okay, so you just have to be careful. Who is it? No, Amy. Julius Caesar. On your whiteboard, who becomes the first leader of the empire? Do we see the difference between the two? Okay, good. You need to have two names on your board. Oh my God, the worst thing that's ever happened to you, huh, Vince? What is it, Kellen? Octavian/Augustus. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of, the place that Julius Caesar conquered to make himself even more famous? Good. I got 2, 3. Good. What is it, Garrett? Gaul. On your whiteboard, please tell me, in order to start the republic, who was defeated? In order to start the republic, who was defeated? No. The republic started. Started. I have 1 correct answer. 2, 3. Ben, who is it?
The Etruscans.
The Etruscans had to start the republic. Their defeat is the beginning of the republic, and it ends with Julius Caesar. Okay? On your whiteboard, please tell me, what are my 2 teams of the Punic Wars? Put a star next to the team that wins. Good. Who are they, Natalie? Rome wins. What are the two things that Rome gets from the Punic Wars? Killing it today, Colin. So what is it, Avery? Grain in the Mediterranean. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the wealthy? What do we call the wealthiest class in Rome? Good. Shabani. Patricians. Who are my poor? Don't they sound poor?
Yeah.
They sound poor. Well, who are the poor as well?
Plebeians.
Plebeians. Don't they sound poor? They're plebeians. What?
Wait, so who's the dude that started the Palestine game?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't care about that stuff. Guys, I hope you hear that. Like, I'll say something and you'll ask me a question and I'm like, I have no idea. That should give you hope. Because I don't need to know everything. So does that mean you need to know everything? No, you need to know less than I do. And there's some things you can ask me, I have no idea. Like, earlier today, I had no idea who the head god was of the Roman religion. It's Jupiter. I found that out, so that was a nice little fun fact I learned today. But you don't need to know everything. However, you do need to know enough. That should give you some comfort? Because like when you talk to Ren knows everything about his art, and it's overwhelming, correct? And you're like, holy shit, how much do I have to know? I am not like that. I am very clear on what I need to know and what I don't need to know. And if I don't need to know it, you sure as hell don't. Was that fair? Okay, what do you got, Macy?
Oh, the Jupiter thing was in the focus. So
No, that's fine.
I don't need to, okay.
No, it's just one of those things. So they asked me, I came up with Zeus, and I was like, no, that's not Zeus. It has to be. And if I had a second longer, I would have figured it out. But it was one of those things that like you don't have to kill yourself to remember. All right, here we go. So Julius Caesar gets knocked off. Here we go. All right, so Roman laws. You do need to know about the 12 tables, of course. Okay. Now, they are going to be adopted and adjusted throughout all of Roman history. Okay? They're going to be the foundation. Now, a couple of things the 12 tables give us is innocent until proven guilty. Aren't we a big fan of that? Hello? Yeah, I'm a big fan of innocent until proven guilty. And then also the right to challenge accusers in court. So, when Claire starts running her mouth saying terrible things about me, right, Claire? Naturally, of course. I'm going to bring her to court and say, damn it, Claire, say what you've been saying. And she's going to be like, God damn it. And then she's going to say all the terrible things she has. And I'm going to say, this is fake news. And then I will be right. And then I will win. And then I will sue her. So no more college for Claire. Just kidding, sweetie. All right, so that's your Roman law. That's your 12 tables. You do need to know it will be the foundation of societies from here on out. Obviously, we have the foundation of it. Now, you're going to write down, how does Rome make money? Write that down. How does Rome make money? There's a couple different ways. First way is taxes. Makes sense? I don't think anyone's surprised by that. Second way is called a tribute system. That is where we need to spend a little time. You're going to write a little something next to it. What is a tribute system? Does anyone know what a tribute system is? Jesse?
Isn't it when like you conquer someone, they have to pay you?
Very nice. Okay, so next to tribute system. This is something that we're going to talk about over and over and over and over and over again, so we might as well learn it now. A tribute system is when an area is conquered, they send money every year to have some autonomy. When a territory has been conquered, they send money every year to have some autonomy. Who can raise your hand and tell me what autonomy means? What is autonomy, Shabani? Yeah, absolutely. So they have a local ruler who's in charge. However, they still have to follow the Roman laws, just like the Persians, correct? It's called a tributary system. The Aztecs are really good at it. The Mayans are okay about it. The Han are pretty good about it. And we're going to see societies from here on out that are also pretty damn effective about it. So is this an effective way to make a lot of money?
Yes.
And that is why the Roman Empire spreads as far as it does. Because they can make a lot of money off tributary systems. So that's what they do. You also need to know the spoils of war. They conquer territories and they take it. So guess what they did when they showed up in Egypt?
They took all the stuff off the pyramid.
Yeah. Yeah, they're taking all the precious limestone on the pyramids. They're also stealing all the gold from Egypt, especially the points. The Romans are the ones who steal the points off the pyramids. And they melt them down. They're like 100 pounds or like 200 pounds of gold. I'd take them too, okay? So, then, of course, commerce, we got trade. We obviously know trade is a major way they're making lots of money. Next to it, you're going to write, they open the Silk Road. Write down, they open the Silk Road with the Han. Who you will know exactly who they are next week with the Han. Believe me, it's H-A-N. Okay? Now, they are going to have massive construction. Just listen. They're going to do major crazy things. We know the Colosseum. We know the Roman Forum. We've heard of these places before. The big piece of technology, though, is concrete. You may want to write this down. The concrete is a huge piece of technology. When the Roman Empire collapses, it disappears. No one knows how to make concrete anymore. And it's not until the Americas in the 1810s, 1820s that we discover concrete. Does everyone know what U.S. city has the first concrete poured building since post-Rome? Nope. St. Augustine. Yeah, I went to school there. Anyway, St. Augustine is the first poured building post-Rome. Is that insane? How weird, right? So, just listen. Roman things, they have tons of imported goods. They have underground sewage systems, which doesn't that sound amazing? I know we don't take appreciation of plumbing, but we should. Because, God, how bad would the world smell? Can we agree? Circus Maximus, what that is that fighters, like gladiators, used to fight with animals instead of people. And animals used to fight other animals. And they had a menagerie with some of the crazy foreign animals from all around the world and stuff like that. Right outside the Colosseum. On the other side. The forum's on one side, and the circus was on the other side. Circus Maximus. It's really cool. Anyway, the Colosseum and then, of course, the gladiator games. Kate was mentioning that I guess this is really going to push a family-first agenda. Okay? I don't think I'm going to have to tell you this, that it's a patriarchal society. I don't think we're surprised anymore by it. Okay? Women are going to have a little bit of rights, especially if you're incredibly wealthy and only if you're very wealthy, ladies. So if you're poor like me, you got no rights. What do you got?
Okay, so like what if you have a kid and then the guy dies?
Well, then you belong back to your dad.
What if your dad dies?
Well, then you belong to your brother.
What if you don't have a brother?
Well, then you are homeless and no one loves you and you're going to die. You probably get remarried.
But if you're homeless,
Is it like arranged marriage or is it?
Nah, a little bit of both. Depends on how wealthy you were. The wealthier you were, the more arranged marriages are. All right, so your Roman deities. Just be aware. I do want you to know that Rome is polytheistic for 95%. Why do we qualify for 95%? Why, Vance?
because Christianity got allowed.
Got allowed with the Edict of Milan, and that's the last 5% of the empire. Now keep in mind, between the death of Jesus and the Edict of Milan, it's like 200 years. Okay? So, for a very, very, very long time, the Romans were anti-Christianity. So please keep that in mind. They're polytheistic. Now, the major gods is Jupiter. Okay? You need to know, next to major gods, I would write down, they're all based on the Greeks. I'm sure. But they're all based on the Greeks. That's where they get their gods, is from the Greeks. So make sure you are making those connections. Also, underneath religion, I'd put a big star. I want you to note that the polytheistic religion was used to solidify state power. Write that down. The polytheistic religion was used to solidify state power. What does that mean? What does that mean, Jesse?
That they like convince people of stuff using the gods?
Yeah. The gods are going to justify their power and authority. Now, they don't really care if you believe, but you have to participate. So if they're throwing a huge festival for Jupiter, guess what you have to do? You have to go. You have to go and you have to drink the wine and eat the food. Okay? So, whether you believe in it or not, and that's going to cause some problems because there's a guy named Jesus. And you're going to need to write. I would start the heading with Christianity. What?
What was that you said polytheistic religion used to?
Solidify government power, state power. Okay, I'd write Christianity as your heading. You need to know of a guy named Jesus of Nazareth. Now, as historians, we do not refer to him as Jesus. Why don't we refer to him as Jesus as historians? Peyton?
Because different historians have different beliefs.
Yeah, when you just refer to him as Jesus, you're assuming everyone understands as Jesus of Christianity. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of Jesuses. There's tons of Jesuses today. Okay, it's a very common thing in Hispanic culture to name your son Jesus. Okay, Jesus, there you go. Okay, it's very, very common to do. Back then, there's tons of them running around. Okay, we call him Jesus of Nazareth because he's from Nazareth, and that gives us a little bit of clarity. It also kind of takes some of the religious sting out of it. Can we agree? So that's why, as historians, that's why we do that. You do need to know that he is Jewish, ladies and gentlemen. Write a big star. He is Jewish. He is born Jewish. He dies Jewish. He is Jewish. He is a very proud Jew. He is not a Christian. Jesus is not a Christian. He is not a Christian. He is not a Christian. All the miracles he performed, he does it as a Jew, and he does it in honor of the Jewish gods. God. Not gods. Okay? So, he does it for the Jewish God. It is not to set up his own thing. He's not starting a church. You know, he's just doing awesome things. Now, he believes in right and wrong. Okay? He also has a reputation for miracle works. What are some of the cool things he does? Oh, wow, we got some enthusiastic Christians here. All right. Kate, give me something good. Hell yeah, that would be a trick I would like to have, by the way. I'm pretty passionate about wine, especially Pinot Noir, by the way. What do we got? Jesse?
Didn't he take like one fish and make like a bunch of different stuff out of it?
Yeah, he fed like 1,000 people, like 2 fish and like a loaf of bread. What do you got?
He made like crippled man walk for the first time.
Yeah, they lowered him in through the ceiling. Is that what I heard today? I learned that today. My mother would be disappointed. Yeah, right? Yeah, apparently they cut a hole in the ceiling. That sounds like a hell of a party.
Well, it was like there were too many people to get in, and they wanted to heal their friends, so there was a hole in the ceiling, and they just dropped their friend in the hole, like in the middle of the meeting.
Some ride or die friends. There you go. Garrett, what do you got?
But he like healed the blind.
Healed the blind. What else, Avery? There you go. We got lepers and now like living better lives. Kate? E?
Walked on water.
Yes! That's one of my faves. I like the walk on water thing. I think it's pretty cool. Is that what you're going to throw out, Chloe?
That's the only thing.
That's the only. Okay, so he does all of these things, okay? However, you need to know that he, in Big Star, he is breaking the law when he tells Roman citizens to not attend polytheistic events. Okay? They use the state religion as an aspect of control. They want you to see the government's power, ability, and all that stuff. That's why they throw massive parties, to keep people happy. So if people don't go to the massive parties, does the government lose control or gain control? Lose. Now, why is Jesus telling people not to go to the parties? Why is he telling people not to go, Garrett?
Jewish.
Well, yes, he is Jewish, but Jews have always been going, and a lot of Jews don't like Jesus. Okay? A lot of Jews. Arima?
You're not allowed to, like, celebrate false gods.
Yeah, no false gods. So he's like, this goes against our faith, so we can't go. And all the Jews are like, come on, man, it's a good party. We don't really have to believe it. We just want to go, drink, eat, live life. And Jesus is like, no, friend. Only one God. So he's getting people to not go to these events. That is against the law. You are not allowed to not go to the events. So he is a criminal, and it becomes... What? No. He's executed, okay? He's executed for breaking the law. Do they really care that he thinks he's the Son of God? Do they really care about his miracle work? No. The reason why they killed him is because he was getting people to not go to the public service. What do you got? Well, yeah, because it's not really... It sounds better if he dies for your religion, right? Because he isn't dying for your religion. Your religion was created by Paul of Tsars. Paul was like Jesus' like third favorite. But yeah, but no, I mean historically that's why he was killed. That's why they had a warrant out for him. That's why they crucified him. Because he was, think about it, if you're in Rome, they don't care about your religion, whatever you practice at home, but you have to conform to the public one because that's part of their state control. So him getting people not to go, that is a problem, and it starts spreading around, and people are like, no, don't go. And it creates instability amongst the government, which is why they had to kill him. Pretty crazy. Thank you.
Honestly, when you said like all they wanted to party and stuff like that, I'm like, that's basically the Jewish.
Yeah, man, hell yeah.